All right, so this is the Codiva, and I'm gonna start to do the demo here. And so I click the plus sign, and this we'll talk about is chapter 7. Okay, and so first example I'm gonna demo is I will say why we are using array. Okay, and I will create this one here. So as we've been learning, the first thing we're doing here, we put right, and we'll say why we are using array. So here is the question. It says, how can we create, say, 10 variables to store our grades? Okay. So one way we probably can do is say, okay, we'll create 10 grade. We'll say integer, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4. Oops, grade 4 because there's no space, and grade 5, and grade 6, and grade 7. You get the point here, right? You say, okay, we can do this. Grade A and grade 9 and grade 10. Okay. So it seems like you say, huh, we could do this, right? Okay, fine. Now this question we say, all right, now how can we create? This is a wrong spell. Create. What about 10 million? Variables to store grades. Okay, well, maybe GSU doesn't have a 10 million students. What about the GSU student? We have what? Doesn't matter. Maybe we'll have 6,000 variables to store grades. Now, obviously, this will not work, isn't it? Right? So what's the good way to allow us to quickly, so a way to allow us quickly create and also manipulate lots of data. How can we do that if we have lots of data? And there are similar data. For example, they are all integer variables that store grade, or they are strings that store names, or they are double variables that store students' GPA. So how can we do that? So you can tell that this is why we want to use the array for doing it. Okay, so now without really, we're gonna do in the next examples here. So one way, new way we could do is say integer, and we give a square bracket, and we'll say grades, and then we'll say equal to new integer, and we'll say 6,000. And that's it. And so in one line, we created 6,000 integer variables. Okay. So we don't have to doing this again. We don't have to say grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, etc. They created 6,000 for us right there. Now, how do we know actually we have each of the names. And that's easy. Say, for example, and then which we're going to talk about more is this. We'll say, now grade, and then we're using the index. Say grade 5 equals to 96, right? So actually, the grade, and then square bracket 5 here is 1 name. Okay, it's one variable name, which is the number 6 in array. Okay, so this is what you're gonna actually understand is that yes, we have a quick way. The array will allow us to create a lot of variables. So we can change 6,000 here to 10 million. We can change this one here to 10. We can change this one here to whatever the number we want to create. Okay, so once we gave the number here, and then just in one line, we created this many variables. And what's each variable name is we'll give the grade name, and in addition to the index here, and so we can store whatever the values there, and we can do all different kind of calculations and search and manipulations. Okay, so instead of say grade 6 here, individual variable, we actually using what we're going to do called the index here, and we will know this is the number 6 in the array. Then why this is that, we'll talk about it maybe in the next examples here. I hope you understand why we are doing the array here. So I'm going to pause here. I'm not going to stop sharing, and I'm going to stop recording. So I will keep the recording